Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I brought this fried rice to a birthday party. It took me about somewhere a little bit over 10 minutes. With my fast cooking system, it's no problem at all. Now to make this fried rice, I'm going to make it in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. This wok is large enough that I can make a very large fried rice portion. However, the first thing you need to do is to make sure you season the wok so that it have a non-stick cook surface, because otherwise your egg or the fried rice is going to stick to the surface of the wok. The first thing I'm going to do is to fry some egg. Now, frying egg actually is really important in making a fried rice because it actually coats the surface of the wok and it allows you to prevent the fries from sticking. Now, in this case, because I'm making a large portion of fried rice, I use about 6 eggs, and this gives me plenty of eggs, and it will make the rice taste really good. I'm also going to fry the egg relatively well because I want the egg pieces to be highly noticeable rather than blend directly into the rice. And so this provides me with an opportunity to control the nature of the egg. And that's the beauty of home cooking. There's so many options. And it particularly comes to stir frying, there are many variations. It will allow you to create the texture of the dish the way you would like. Now at this point, I have the stove turned all the way to high because I want to cook the egg very quickly. I added a bit more oil to the middle of the wok before I add rice. At this point, I turn the stove actually down to medium or medium-low because next steps, I do not want the heat to be too intense because things are not going to move around for a little bit. The reason is that I'm going to bake up the rice. As you can see here, I use quite a bit of rice. I use what is known as a hamburger meat smasher. It's a really nifty tool for breaking up rice. As you can see, is that it allows me to push through the rice even though it is very hot. Now here you can see why the reason you need to turn your heat to low or medium-low because at this point you are breaking up the rice. You're not moving the rice at the bottom. Now once I start to turn to my wok spatula, I turn the heat back up to high again. Now stir frying is really important in heat management. You want to make sure that at the times when the foods are not moving, you want the heat to set at low. But once you got the food moving, you can turn the heat high, usually all the way to the maximum of the capability of your burner, because the food will not get burned once you move them and mix them around. As you can see in here, the wok spatula is really efficient in turning the rice. The wok spatula actually in Chinese is known as a wok shovel. As you can see here, you literally use it as a shovel. I'm going to season the rice with a little bit of my Walk with Tak basic seasoning mix. I want this dish to be relatively low in the flavor because I'm going to add something else to it. I also add the salt to make sure that the rice is of enough saltiness, at least to the level that I would like. Okay, next is that I'm going to add some frozen vegetable mix. Frozen vegetable mix turned out to be really perfect for fried rice. Well, first of all, they're very convenient because you have to just simply put them into the rice. You can take it directly from the freezer. And I let them fall out right in the rice while I stir everything together. The frozen vegetable actually tastes much better without thawing them out in advance. By adding them directly to the rice, you will thaw them out in a gradual process. The end result is that they actually taste a little bit better. So now the last step is just to make sure I have everything mixed up properly. And this is a very simple way to cook the fried rice. At this point, I decided that I want to break up the rice really well. So I go back to my hamburger meat masher and break it up a little bit further. Again, make sure you control the heat properly because you do not want the rice to get burned. Now you want to fry them a little bit, but burning them is not a good idea. Now as you can see, the wok is doing really well. The non-stick cook surface of the wok provide an excellent way to prevent the food from sticking and burning, and you definitely do not want your fried rice to burn. So when you cook a fried rice like this, it is essentially a basic template, and you can make it simpler or complex. You can cook a small one or you can cook a large one. So as you can see that cooking in a wok is really scalable, and partly it's because of the bowl shape of the wok. Now the only concern when you cook in a large portion is that how you stir them properly. This is the reason why a wok spatula is essential. The last step is that I'm going to season it with some soy sauce. You notice that I try to avoid season with anything that provide moisture, particularly during in the middle part of the stir frying, because any moisture accumulated by the rice will cause them to stick. So now the dish is almost done, so I can adjust the seasoning as I would like. So this is a much better time to do it. After I did a quick taste test, the rice tastes pretty good. I really think it will do the job. So now I'm going to transfer them into a large container. And in fact, this is a casserole-like container. It's perfect for putting the fried rice in. And it comes with a plastic cover. So when I'm carrying it with the cover on, it makes it much easier to prevent food from spilling. So this fried rice is a large portion, much larger portion than I normally would do because of the number of people that I plan to have it to serve. And I think this demonstrates to you the flexibility of most of the cooking in a wok. The wok is a truly flexible, adaptable cooking utensil. So it is a good idea to have a large wok rather than to have a small wok, because you can cook a small amount of food in a large wok, but you cannot cook a large amount of food if your wok is too small. A wok truly is a most remarkable and flexible cooking utensil that I have ever used, and not only that of its ability to cook different type of amount, but you can also cook many different type of food. And the end result is that a single wok will allow you to actually eliminate almost all other cooking utensils. It can be used as a frying pan, it can be used as a boiler, it can be used for almost anything that you would like to do. The next part of this dish is that I'm going to cook an egg and tomato scramblette. I have shown this video before to show you how to cook such a dish. And scramblette is a very easy dish to cook, particularly when you have great tomatoes. I have some garden tomatoes, and the garden tomatoes make an excellent egg and scramblette because of the tomato juice will enter and mingle with the egg, provide truly excellent flavor. And as you can see, a scramblette is really a combination between scrambled egg and an egg omelette. In this case, instead of folding everything around in an egg omelette, I simply just fold the egg directly over the food ingredients. This actually has many great benefits. One of the most important benefits is that it allows you to create almost any type of ingredient mixture in a scramblette. You doesn't have to worry about the size of the pieces. You can have the pieces relatively large as long as you're able to fold them into the egg in a particular manner. Doesn't have to be very strict. So a loose assembly will create the type of texture that you are looking for. Now, this dish takes really literally minutes to cook, and that's why it's a great dish to go with this fried rice. Now, here is a presentation of the fried rice, which I only start recently to do. In the past, I might present the two dishes separately, but because the combination of the flavor works really well, so it is actually very simple and straightforward. Just simply combine them together. So I put the egg and the tomato portion of this dish at one end of the fried rice. Now this not only allows the flavor of the tomato to enter into the fried rice, so you actually end up with almost like a tomato fried rice. But more importantly is that the egg and tomato also add to the appearance of this fried rice, and they make it look much more interesting and as well as enjoyable. And most people now, they can pick a little bit of egg and tomato together with the fried rice. I garnish the a dish with some scallion, which I always have on hand. Scallions is truly one of the most flexible ingredients that you can have because you can use it in the many different capacities. I use both the stem as well as the tip of the scallion, one for the egg and tomato, and then one for the fried rice. Together, they make them really look wonderful. Last but not the least, I'm going to garnish the egg and tomato with a little bit of oyster sauce. This will bring it into a much more flavorful and great texture. Okay, the dish is done. The total cook time is a little bit over 10 to 12 minutes. This shows you how easy it is. So next time when you have a potluck, this might be a dish you can consider. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. So if you like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel to make your home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.